All right, DIYers. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a video on the Mppt charge controller from Victron, the 100 volts, 50 amps. So I'm going to go ahead and take you inside and show you what's up with that. It's a pretty cool piece of equipment, especially because of the software and web portal. So this is that piece of equipment. It is hooked up right now, so that is charging the battery bank, and I have a Multiplus over here which is handling the power and all of that, but this is about the charge controller itself. So this is the app which is running on my phone right now, and you can see it has you can go to the status, and it tells you these are all my stats right now: the status, wattage charging in, the solar voltage, solar current amperage, battery voltage, and current amperage right here, and that we're in a bulk charge state. This app by itself is just a huge help for this charge controller, because you know whether you're in a bulk charge state, you know how many amps are going into your battery, you know what voltage your battery's at constantly. You can log on and check that. You also know if your solar array is performing properly, which is really a huge thing. And then another thing about this is that, well, it has history, but that's not so important to me. It's more how am I doing right now. But this trends that you see here are really great too. So you can pick between the trend, and you can adjust the time horizon of that trend. So you can see that chart changing. And this is what it's doing right this second, right here. And I have it set on solar current and solar watt, because I want to see how my panels are performing at the end of the day here. The sun's getting worse, so I just want to see how they're doing. And you can see it, I don't know if you can see that on the edge, but this is 294 or 405 watts. That's the orange line showing wattage, and then the other side is amperage. So you know, down here is 9.4 and 13.5 amps, and I'm tracking down because the sun's going down in the sky right now. So, and you can kind of go back and see how you've been tracking for time, or you can adjust the time down here and it spreads the graph out or shortens it. So that's like 5 minutes right there. You can see how crazy solar panels are. That's the voltage and amperage over 5 minute period. Pretty wild. But anyways, back to the charge controller. So this has Bluetooth. If you get the SmartSolar, the BlueSolar does not have Bluetooth, and so you have to connect with the VE Direct with that one. They both will integrate with the conglomerators that Victron has, like the Serbo GX, which is barely even out. I don't think you can get it in the US yet, but you'll be able to get it soon. It's like $300 and consolidates and controls all your Victron equipment. It's unnecessary for me because I just want to set it and forget it, basically, when this stuff is installed. But this is a really nice small unit compared to the Epever over here, which is twice the size of it. This is all metal too. It's got a huge heat sink on the bottom. I'm gonna be careful with it because it actually is running right now. But you can see that, and there's your little selector dial right here on the edge of it. It's right there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 1 through 7, and you just, once you've connected it to your Bluetooth app, you can literally turn this little screw with a little screwdriver that you work on your cell phone with, and you can see what selection it is. It has a 1 through 7 on there, but it's hard to see. So you just do it while the Bluetooth app is hooked up. You can see where you're set. And then this is their VE Direct, which is a proprietary. I think it's proprietary, the plug. I don't even have one. Like I talk to the Victron charge controller with the MK3, which is a little communication device, and this I talk to via Bluetooth. You can change the charge profile on this charge controller too pretty easily, which is great. I believe it goes up to 17 volts, so you can charge lithium polymer because you want to max out at 16.8 on that, double that for 24 volt. And then you can this does not have a load set output on it like the Epevers have, though. So you cannot tie a load to this. I believe some of their smaller ones might, but the 150 100 volt 50 amp does not have load. So you don't have that option. So that's a big difference between this and the much less expensive Epever 42AN, which is what I have over here. That's a 40 amp and will take up to 100 volts of solar, but it also has load out at 40 amps. So that's nice if you're running a small system and you don't want to buy a bunch of components. That also was $125, and this was $315, I want to say. Quite expensive, but really, really high quality. Buy it once, probably. That's the argument for it. And don't worry about my crappy wires. This is all temporary because it's test bench stuff. I will do a different video about the Multiplus. I'm running this with a 12 3000 120, which means 12 volt output, 3000 watt inverter, and up to 120 amps of charging capacity at 12 volts, which is pretty high. So a charger that does that plugged into the wall is pretty expensive, like $350, I think. So it's a pretty useful unit, that one, but that's a worthwhile video, but involves a lot more programming and it takes a while. So I'm going to wrap it up for this, and we'll talk to you again soon.